Welcome. I am Dr. Peter Sousa, and I welcome you to the Church of New Enchantment. Today, we are reflecting on one of the most beautiful spiritual teachers in the natural world, the butterfly. We often notice the butterfly only after its transformation is complete. We see the wings, we see the color, we see the grace. We watch it move from flower to flower, and we admire the beauty of what it has become. But the true wisdom of the butterfly is not found only in its wings. It is found in everything that came before them: the caterpillar, the hunger, the growth, the shedding, the surrender, the darkness of the chrysalis, the dissolving of one form so another can emerge, the struggle to break free, the first uncertain movement of new wings. The butterfly teaches us that transformation is rarely simple. It may not feel graceful while it is happening. It may feel like confusion. It may feel like isolation. It may feel like grief. It may feel as though the person you used to be is disappearing. Yet what appears to be an ending may actually be the sacred beginning of another form of life. Within Esoteric Universalism, we understand that transformation is woven into the structure of existence. The seasons transform, the moon transforms, seeds transform, bodies transform, relationships transform, beliefs transform, energy transforms. The soul moves through cycles of learning, release, remembrance, awakening, and renewal. You were never meant to remain exactly as you were meant to become. The caterpillar begins close to the ground. Its world is made of leaves, stems, branches, and immediate needs. It moves in the only way it knows. There is nothing wrong with the caterpillar. It is not an unfinished mistake. It is a sacred stage of life. This matters because we often judge our earlier selves too harshly. We look back and ask, why did I stay? Why did I tolerate that? Why did I ignore my intuition? Why did I make myself smaller? Why did I believe I had no other choice? But every stage of life teaches according to the awareness available at that time. The caterpillar does not fail because it cannot yet fly. It is gathering what it will need for the transformation ahead. Perhaps an earlier version of you learned how to survive. Perhaps that version learned how to recognize danger. Perhaps it learned how to endure uncertainty. Perhaps it carried you through a season you did not think you would survive. Honor that version of yourself. You do not have to remain who you were, but you do not have to despise who you were either. Your earlier self carried you as far as it could. Now another form may be asking to emerge. There comes a moment when the caterpillar can no longer continue as it has. Its familiar way of moving has reached its sacred limit. This happens in human life too. A relationship that once felt safe begins to feel confining. A belief that once gave comfort begins to feel too small. A role that once gave you identity no longer reflects your spirit. A path that once seemed certain becomes impossible to continue. We may try to ignore this. We may remain busy. we may tell ourselves to be grateful. We may try to repair what is not broken but complete. Yet the soul continues to whisper, there is more, not necessarily more achievement, not necessarily more attention, not necessarily a louder life, but more truth, more freedom, more spiritual alignment, more authenticity, more room to become what your deeper spirit already recognizes. In Hindu traditions, transformation is often understood through the continual movement of consciousness, karma devotion, and spiritual awakening. In Buddhism, we are reminded that nothing conditioned remains unchanged forever. In Taoism, we learn that life moves through natural cycles, and suffering often grows when we try to force what must be allowed to unfold. In Wiccan and pagan traditions, the seasons teach that birthfulness, decline, death, and return are all sacred parts of the wheel. The butterfly carries all these teachings within one small life. Change is not an interruption of the sacred. Change is one of the ways the sacred moves. The chrysalis is one of the most misunderstood stages of transformation. From the outside, it looks like stillness. Nothing appears to be happening. The creature that once moved freely has become hidden. It can no longer return to its earlier life. It cannot yet enter its new one. Many people experience seasons like this. You may feel suspended between identities. You may no longer relate to your old life, but you cannot yet see the shape of the new one. You may feel quieter, more inward, more sensitive, more aware of energy, more aware of dreams, more aware of signs, symbols, and synchronicities. The modern world may call this unproductive, but, spiritual traditions have long understood hidden seasons. The Buddhist enters retreat. The Hindu devotee enters disciplined practice. The mystic withdraws into silence. The witch steps into ritual space. The medium learns to listen beneath ordinary noise. The Reiki practitioner becomes still enough to feel the movement of subtle energy. The chrysalis is not a punishment. It is a chamber of reorganization. You may be inside the sacred darkness where wings are formed. Inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar does not simply remain the same creature, with wings added later. Its old structure breaks down. Its form reorganizes. This is why true transformation can feel disorienting. We often imagine change as becoming a better version of the same person. More confident, more successful, more peaceful, more spiritual. But some transformations are deeper than improvement. Sometimes an old identity cannot simply be polished. It must be released. The beliefs that shaped you may begin to dissolve. The roles you performed for others may no longer fit. The approval you depended upon may lose its power. The fear that controlled you may become visible. The relationships built around your silence may begin to change. The life you prayed for may require you to release the person who once believed that life was impossible. This is spiritual alchemy. Not the destruction of the self, but the transformation of form. In ancient mystery traditions, initiates entered symbolic darkness before returning with new understanding. In Gnostic teachings, awakening involves discovering the hidden divine light beneath illusion and forgetfulness. In Kabbalistic symbolism, spiritual life involves moving through layers of consciousness, purification, balance, and sacred alignment. The butterfly reflects this mystery. The light was not placed into it from the outside. The pattern of wings was already present within its deepest design. Transformation revealed what had been waiting to emerge. Buddhism teaches impermanence. Everything changes. The body changes, emotion changes, circumstance changes, relationship changes, identity changes. This can be, frightening when we cling to what is familiar, but impermanence is also mercy. Because life changes, grief can soften. Because life changes, wounds can close. Because life changes, fear can loosen. Because life changes, the person who once felt powerless can discover strength. Because life changes, the person who once felt spiritually asleep can awaken. The butterfly teaches us that impermanence is not always loss. Sometimes impermanence is liberation. You are not trapped forever in the form you inhabit today. This moment is real, but it is not the whole story. Transformation often heightens spiritual sensitivity. You may notice dreams becoming vivid. You may sense a loved one in spirit more clearly. You may feel stronger intuition. You may notice signs appearing repeatedly. You may feel the emotional atmosphere of people or places more deeply. You may experience moments of knowing that arrive before logical explanation. This can be part of psychic awakening. It does not mean every thought is prophecy. It does not mean every dream must be interpreted literally. Discernment remains essential, but spiritual sensitivity should not be dismissed simply because it is subtle. The butterfly is a perfect symbol for psychic awareness, because it responds to currents we cannot always see. It moves through air, light, scent, vibration, and instinct. The medium and the intuitive also learn to perceive what is quiet, a shift in energy, a symbolic image, a name that arrives suddenly, a dream carrying the presence of someone who has crossed over, a feeling that cannot be explained but deserves careful attention. Within CNE, mediumship is approached with reverence, compassion, grounding, and responsibility. We do not force communication. We do not treat every sensation as a message. We listen, we discern, we protect the sacred space. We allow truth to emerge without demanding it perform for us. Across cultures, butterflies have often been associated with the soul, ancestors, spiritual presence, and transition between worlds. A butterfly appearing during grief may feel deeply meaningful. A dream of a butterfly may carry a message of release, transition, or reassurance. A butterfly arriving during prayer or remembrance may feel like a moment when the visible and invisible worlds draw close. We do not need to declare that every butterfly is a spirit, but we can remain open to the possibility that the natural world sometimes becomes a language through which spirit reaches us. Mediumship does not always arrive as a voice. Sometimes it arrives as timing, sometimes as scent, sometimes as a symbol, sometimes as a familiar song, sometimes as a butterfly landing nearby at the exact moment a loved one is remembered. Spirit speaks in many languages. The task of the medium is not to control the message. It is to become quiet enough to recognize the language. When the butterfly is ready to emerge, it must work its way out of the chrysalis. That process helps strengthen the wings for flight. This offers an important spiritual lesson. Not every struggle means you are on the wrong path. When you begin setting boundaries, it may feel uncomfortable. When you speak honestly, your voice may tremble. When you leave an old pattern, loneliness may appear. Before freedom feels natural, when you begin using your psychic gifts, self-doubt may arise. When you begin working with energy, ritual, or mediumship, you may feel uncertain because you are learning a new way of moving through the world. This does not mean the transformation is wrong. It may mean your wings are still learning their strength. We should never glorify suffering. We should never remain in abuse or danger. But we can recognize that growth sometimes contains necessary discomfort. You are learning to use a form of power you did not have before. Once the butterfly emerges, it does not return to living exactly as the caterpillar did. It moves differently. It feeds differently. It sees from another perspective. Its relationship with the world has changed. True transformation changes what you can tolerate. It changes what feels like home. It changes how you recognize love. It changes how you spend your energy. It changes how you respond to disrespect. It changes what you are willing to believe about yourself. Others may still expect the old version of you. They may want the person who remained silent, the person who accepted less, the person who ignored intuition, the person who gave away energy without boundaries, the person who apologized for being gifted, spiritual, intuitive, psychic, sensitive, or different. But transformation does not require permission from those who were comfortable with your limitations. You are allowed to move differently. You are allowed to protect your energy. You are allowed to honor your mediumship. You are allowed to strengthen your psychic gifts. You are allowed to become more visible. You are allowed to stop crawling through places your spirit has outgrown. Wiccan spirituality teaches through the cycles of nature. The moon waxes and wanes. The seasons turn. The earth flowers, bears fruit, releases, rests, and returns. The butterfly belongs to this sacred rhythm. Its life is not separate from the wheel of nature. It is an expression of it. Within ritual, the butterfly can be used as a symbol of becoming, release, initiation, and rebirth. A butterfly image may be placed on an altar during a time of personal transformation. A candle may be lit to honor the ending of one phase and the beginning of another. Herbs and crystals may be chosen to support courage, protection, intuition, and renewal. The ritual does not force the future. It creates sacred space for the future to emerge. Taoist teachings remind us that life has its own rhythm. Water does not force the river. The flower does not pull itself open. The butterfly does not emerge according to human impatience. There are times to act. There are times to wait. There are times to move outward. There are times to gather inward. Spiritual maturity includes learning the difference. You may not need to push harder. You may need to listen more deeply. You may not need to demand an answer. you may need to let the answer form. Transformation has its own intelligence. The chrysalis does not ask whether the world approves of its timing. It becomes when it is ready. The monarch butterfly cannot complete its life cycle without milkweed. Milkweed provides the place where eggs are laid and the nourishment young caterpillars require. This teaches us that transformation is never entirely solitary. Even the most personal spiritual journey depends upon relationship. We need places where growth is possible. We need people who do not demand that we remain unchanged. We need spiritual communities that protect emerging identities. We need mentors who encourage discernment rather than dependence. We need friendships that honor truth. We need sacred spaces where intuition, mediumship, ritual, Reiki, and psychic development are not mocked or diminished. Milkweed asks, "What is nourishing my becoming? Who allows me to grow without controlling my growth? What environment supports the life emerging within me? And am I creating a safe place for someone else's transformation?" Lavender is a gentle ally during periods of change. It carries peace, protection, rest, emotional gentleness, and spiritual cleansing. Transformation can, really stir the emotions and nervous system. Lavender reminds us that becoming does not always require force. You may place lavender near your bed, add it to a ritual bath, keep it on an altar, or use its fragrance during meditation. Yarrow carries courage, protection, healing, and strong energetic boundaries. It is especially useful when transformation requires openness without vulnerability to every outside influence. Yarrow teaches that compassion and protection can exist together. Milkweed carries the living mystery of the monarch. Where it grows naturally and responsibly, it supports the physical life of butterflies and reminds us that spiritual reverence must include care for the earth. Mugwort may also be used in transformation work, especially where dreams, intuition, psychic awareness, and symbolic messages are involved. Used responsibly, it can support ritual reflection and dream work. For this week's crystal focus, we honor labradorite, fluorite, malachite, and amethyst. Labradorite is a stone of transformation, psychic protection, intuition, mediumship, and hidden light. Its surface may appear dark until light reveals brilliant colors beneath it. This is really a mirror of spiritual awakening. There may be gifts within you that cannot be seen from every angle. Labradorite reminds us that hidden light is still light. Fluorite supports clarity, focused spiritual order, and movement through confusion. During transition, thoughts and emotions can feel scattered. Fluorite helps the mind reorganize while a new direction forms. Malachite carries deep transformation, emotional honesty, courage, and release. It is often used when we are ready to confront patterns we have avoided. Amethyst supports spiritual protection, intuition, dream work, meditation, and connection with higher guidance. It is especially useful for those developing psychic awareness or mediumship while seeking calm and discernment. Choose the stone that best reflects your present season. Place it on your altar. Carry it, hold it while journaling. Use it as an anchor during ritual or Reiki practice. Reiki can support times of transition by helping the energy field settle, release, and reorganize. Place your hands over your heart. Breathe slowly. Invite divine healing energy to move through you. You may say, "I release the form I have outgrown." Then place your hands over the solar plexus and say, "I reclaim my courage and personal power." Then place your hands gently near the crown or above the head and say, "I welcome the highest expression of who I am becoming." You do not need to force a sensation. Allow the energy to move in its own way. You may feel warmth, tingling, calm, emotion, stillness, or nothing noticeable at all. The practice remains meaningful because intention, presence, and sacred attention are part of the healing. For this week's ritual, you may include an angelic sigil connected with transformation, protection, wisdom, or spiritual guidance. You may work with the name of an angel whose qualities align with your purpose. For protection, many work with Archangel Michael. For healing, Archangel Raphael. For illumination and wisdom, Archangel Uriel. For communication and spiritual messages, Archangel Gabriel. Create or use a sigil respectfully. Place it beneath a candle or crystal. Speak the angel's name with reverence. Then say, "May this ritual be aligned with divine wisdom, spiritual protection, truth, compassion, and the highest good." The sigil is not merely decoration. It becomes a sacred point of focus, prayer, spiritual intention, and angelic connection. Alright, so to begin this sacred practice, create a small transformation altar. Place a candle right in the center. Add a butterfly image, charm, drawing, or any symbol that feels right to you. Include lavender, yarrow, mugwort, or another herb that aligns with your intention. Place labradorite, amethyst, fluorite, or malachite beside the candle. If angelic sigils are part of your practice, go ahead and add one. You may also want to place a small bowl of water to represent emotional release and spiritual renewal. Now take a small piece of paper and write, "The version of me I am ready to release is," and complete that sentence honestly. Then write, "The life beginning to form within me is," even if you don't fully know the answer yet, just write what you sense. Maybe it's peace, freedom, confidence, clarity, psychic awakening, stronger boundaries, healing, belonging, or a deeper relationship with spirit. Fold the paper and place it beneath the candle or crystal. Light the candle safely. Place your hands over your heart. If you practice Reiki, send Reiki into the altar. Then say, "I honor the life I have lived. I release the form that has completed its purpose. I welcome the wisdom, gifts, and spiritual strength now emerging within me. May this transformation unfold with protection, clarity, courage, and grace." Sit quietly and notice any images, emotions, memories, names, or impressions that arise. Don't force interpretation. Just let them come. Record them afterward. You can repeat this ritual for 7 days if you feel called. Ask yourself, what part of my life appears to be disappearing because it is actually being transformed? What identity have I outgrown? What gift have I been afraid to claim? What psychic or spiritual sensitivity is asking to be developed? What familiar pattern am I being asked to release? Where am I being invited into a hidden season? What wings may be forming where I presently see only darkness? Let these questions stay with you for a while. Some truths arrive through thought, some through dreams, some through mediumship, some through ritual, some through the body, and some just as silence. Not every answer needs to come right away. Some truths really do need time inside the chrysalis. There may be people who only understand the earlier version of you. There may be places where your growth feels inconvenient. There may be moments when you miss the certainty of the old life, even if that life was too small. Be gentle with yourself. The butterfly does not emerge already, knowing every current of air. It learns by opening its wings. You do not need to understand the entire future before taking your next step. You only need enough trust to stop returning to what has already completed its purpose. You are not required to remain recognizable to everyone. You are required to remain honest with your soul. May you honor every version of yourself that carried you to this moment. May you recognize when an old form has completed its sacred purpose. May Buddhist wisdom teach you to trust impermanence. May Hindu wisdom remind you that consciousness is always capable of awakening. May Taoist wisdom guide you into natural unfolding. May Wiccan wisdom reconnect you with the sacred cycles of the earth. May the ancient mysteries remind you that darkness can be a chamber of initiation. May Kabbalistic angelic wisdom surround your transformation with protection and light. May Reiki bring balance to your energy. May your psychic senses awaken with wisdom and discernment. May mediumship bring comfort, truth, and loving connection. May lavender bring peace while you change. May yarrow protect the boundaries of your becoming. May mugwort deepen your dreams and spiritual sight. May labradorit reveal the hidden light within you. May amethyst guard your spiritual awareness. May fluorite bring clarity when the path feels uncertain. May malachite give you courage to release what no longer serves your growth. May the butterfly remind you that surrender is not always defeat. Sometimes surrender is how the soul prepares for flight. You are not being buried. You may be inside the sacred darkness where wings are formed. You were never meant to stay the same. Thank you for joining me at the Church of New Enchantment. I am Dr. Peter Sousa. May your transformation unfold with wisdom, protection, courage, and grace. May you trust the sacred mystery of becoming. And when the moment arrives, may you open your wings without apology. Peace be with you.